Beezley Reef Restoration project started back in 2016. The Nature Conservancy got together with partners from Galveston Bay Foundation and Texas Parks and Wildlife Department to develop a unique, first-of-its-kind, part harvestable and part non-harvestable style oyster reef in Galveston Bay. Beezley is a subtidal oyster reef that consists of 3 different reef areas. 2 reef areas were restored with the intention of opening to commercial oyster harvest, and 1 reef area was restored as a non-harvestable sanctuary reef. The goal for Beezley Reef was to create a sustainable oyster reef design that supports oysters across Galveston Bay. The sanctuary reef will not be harvested, which means that it can provide spat, or baby oysters, to nearby oyster reefs and help them recover a bit more quickly after harvest begins. Beezley Reef is also located in a fresher area of Galveston Bay, which means that it will be able to withstand longer and more intense periods of drought that have been increasing over time. After these drought conditions subside, spat from Beezley Reef can help repopulate oysters in other areas of the bay that may have been negatively impacted by higher salinity.
Construction was completed in 2023, and since then, we have been monitoring the area to assess the health of the reef. There are 3 main monitoring techniques that have been implemented in this project. The first monitoring technique is called patent tonging. The patent tongs are used on the 2 harvestable reefs. The tongs scoop up rock and oysters from the reef and bring that sample up to the surface. The oysters can then be measured, analyzed, and returned to the reef. The second monitoring technique is using scuba divers. The boulders that make up the sanctuary reef are too big for the patent tongs, so instead, scuba divers from the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department dive twice a year at the sanctuary reef. The divers are measuring the size and density of the oysters on the reef to help determine success. The third and final monitoring technique uses a unique approach called spat tiles. We've attached tiles, similar to what you would have on your kitchen floor, to repurposed crab traps and place them in the water for a month at a time. When the tiles are collected from the water, they are analyzed so we can see how many spat, or baby oysters, were collected on each individual tile. We are able to see on the map how many spat are collected in an area.
Overall, Beezley is a healthy and growing reef. There have been some challenges, including periods with greater freshwater inflow from storms and rainy seasons that led to some oyster mortality. But we have observed an amazing recovery after salinity levels return to the oyster's preferred range. We are thrilled to see how quickly oysters recruit and grow on Beezley, and hope that we continue to see a healthy, flourishing oyster reef that can be enjoyed by all. Beezley Reef is so important to Galveston Bay, especially because it considers the many benefits that oysters provide. This hybrid sanctuary harvestable approach to oyster reef restoration supports the ecology and economy of our bay by creating additional habitat for numerous marine species, balancing oyster populations across the bay, filtering millions of gallons of water each day, and supporting our local fisheries. We'll continue monitoring this project in the near future. We're hoping that Beezley continues to stay healthy and that oysters continue to grow. Working with partners has been really helpful to make sure that we are able to frequently monitor the reef, that we can communicate the status and success of Beezley Reef to local communities, and that we can continue to adapt to any situation that may occur to give these oysters and their associated species the best chance at thriving.